Okay, when the pizza gets here.
Yep. Well, welcome back for game 4. Currently up 2 for the Dallas, 1 for
Houston.
For Houston.
Houston will have to work tooth and nail and get the payload all the way there and keep Dallas from getting the payload all the way there, just so that they could square off at round 5, assuming that they win this round.
Yes, and now we go to Eichenwald, a hybrid map where you need to first capture a point and then escort the payload. This map starts very flat and then goes very vertical and then goes very flat once again, which, from what we've seen, actually favors the Houston over the Dallas from the Hanamura match. However, it does seem that Dallas has found their footing and is combining ults. Do you think that we will see the Mei once more on
Probably.
defense?
All I can say is, with a map like this, things can go downhill very fast in more ways than one.
Yes, they can. I'm expecting to see the Mei on defense for the Dallas and the Houston, as they both favor that map.
Live on the map site from the spectator view.
30 seconds before they spawn in, and now they are looking for their picks. Now, the main choke here is generally where a lot of people hold. However, from what I found, holding it slightly further back, giving them a little bit of space to bait them out.
Tanks, but Skull has switched their Diva, and Panda Boy's taking Diva instead. Skull is now using a Brigitte. It's great that they have 3.5 tanks, but we could use some supports for their team.
Yeah, and now with them spawning, we will see what the defense has to show for us.
Silencia's going with Torbjorn. Tell me,
He will probably switch off of that one.
Where do you think Torbjorn's going to put his turret?
Off the map. That's where he will put it. As he suicides, taking a cue from the pros, suiciding as Torbjorn and as Brig. So it does appear though we will have an Anna, Hanzo, and Orisa. No surprises there, as Dargon on that Hanzo has been popping off all day, with Keck on the Zed.
A bit, so let's hope the strategy pays off for him.
Interesting. It does appear that they will be going with 3 tanks.
Yeah.
Are they committing to this? 3 tanks? It does appear they are. They are committing to 3 tanks with the Zarya, Diva, and Orisa, which gives them a high amount of sustainability. However, very low healing due to having only Anna to heal.
Oh, and they switched back, and Bastion switched back to Diva in the last second.
And Goats coming out from Houston, as Dallas now will have to deal with this with their 3 tanks and very little healing.
Taking the side ground.
Taking the side ground, trying to go around. It's like they're trying to get in very fast, to speed in. They're trying to find that Orisa. The shield comes in and the battle goes quickly. The Diva mech is lost on both sides as both Divas go down instantly. And they're trying to find any opening they can. Zarya is in the enemy team, gets anti, gets falled off. Ryan charges, gets slapped. And he is alone, and it looks like Dallas is doing a good job stalling it out, but they're losing people, they're losing members. It's a 3v3. As Dargon, trying to pop off, gets a lot of damage in that break to take her down. As reinforcements are coming in.
Is doing some clever weaving with the wall ride and making it very difficult for him to really be kicked out of the map.
However, he does stay far away from his team, meaning that his team will get no healing. He is stalling the point, but he's not getting anything for that, as his entire team is missing.
Had the line of sight to get the Zarya barrier on him.
A charge comes in as Dragon split up the team, and there is nothing to be done about it, as Dargon trying to find Elven, trying to find those shots, as the Houston push them back, push them into it, and Diva self-destruct will find nothing as she dies before anything comes in. Trans comes in to stall the point, as it's only a Zarya on that point. Rally comes in, and it looks like Houston have managed to clear off enough of them to start capping the point, but reinforcements are in. The Orisa is in with Supercharger's in, but Shatter comes in and they simply wipe them down. But the Diva comes in once again, and they are still stalling this with 2 points in, but they have to retreat as Houston cap the point with 4 ults for attacking the next point.
To use a barrier on Orisa if she has the shield out.
It depends on who you go up against. Against a Reinhardt, I would say it very much is not, as it will defend you from at least 2 of those swings who do a lot of trouble. As Dargon is currently zoning out the Diva as a great anti-net goes down, and they're trying to find any opening shots on anything.
One of the tricky things about choosing who to give the barrier to is that sometimes your teammates could be so close together that you accidentally give the barrier.
Sound barrier goes out as the Diva mech goes down, and they're trying to find any opening. Dargon's still doing damage, but the payload is still moving. Dallas needs to find...
They got the endurance for it.
Yeah, but Dallas is cleaning up house, and now they just need to catch the 2 people on the payload, who is still moving for free, even though they lost the fight. A great sleep goes down, and they finally clear it out, but they lost quite a bit of ult. A self-destruct comes through doing nothing.
Only if you have the numbers and firepower to back it up. Otherwise, it leaves the team from the front completely vulnerable.
Grav comes in, gets eaten up, and there is nothing to be said about it. Trans comes in, catches the Trans, and the Dragons follow through. Goes
Transcendence.
Same team.
Same team.
So waste of a Trans, I would say there.
I agree.
As it wasn't really necessary, nobody was really critical, and it achieved really nothing as the Houston's Lucio wall rides out to safety.
From my perspective, he says it in Japanese from on both sides, so there's no telling if it was the same Zen or opposing Zen, but
there is no Zen for Houston.
There is no Zen for Houston. Oh, but you don't know if it's the
there is no
from the other Hanzo.
There is no Hanzo for Houston.
Okay.
You have no defense.
You get so caught up in the fight.
Yes, as self-destruct finds a kill in the Moira without a fade, and Dallas tries to clean up house now with an anti-nade on the Zarya with no health, about to go down, and Lucio trying to hide, trying to survive, trying to get out, and he might succeed. Does he? He does.
You get so excited and caught up watching the fight in front of you, you forget to look upward to see the rosters of the 2 teams.
Yes, as we go to that, we have a switch to Mercy with Orion with an ult. High Noon coming up right now. Zarya halfway to hers. Genji with a Dragon Blade. Lucio nearly has his ult. We'll have it in the next fight. And a Nano Boost has come in. Dragonstar comes in from behind from Dargon, trying to split the team. Dies to Genji. Nano Boost comes in. Dragon Blade follows. They're trying to find kills. Dragon Blade gets 1, then tries to fight the Reinhardt. Gets nothing so far, gets pushed back, and he's pocketed by the Mercy, but he cannot find anything. High Noon gets 2 in the meantime, as Houston finds the kills. Is Pandy Boy finds the kills and simply clears them out.
Point being more ways than one, I should say.
Yes. Now comes up the next fight as Dallas tries to find an opening. Both try to stall this point, try to find an opening as Pandy Boy takes a position in the side. Self-destruct comes in, no shield really, and Grav comes in, gets 2 kills.
Which was on a Mercy.
However, it's answered with 3 kills from the Houston. Nobody is on point from either team, and it's about to be capped.
Just a few more centimeters.
And it looks like Dallas were cleared off the point, and the point is capped.
Okay, just a few more meters left.
Pandy Boy looking for the shots, shooting some shields, trying to find any opening. As we have a sneaky Reinhardt on the left with Earth Shatter up. He will try to shatter them down. He gets it. 4-man shatter. It's huge, but the sound barrier counters it. Stops any aggression, and there is simply nothing comes in. Counter shatter comes in with Dragons trying to block the way, but the charge comes in, and 2 tanks are down. Trans comes in to counter that, and it seems like Dallas managed to stabilize, but they have no mech. And only 1 ult in the Grav and 1 ult coming up in the Diva to remech. High Noon is up, and so is Genji Blade. They will probably be using those in the next fight, as no ults are to be spoken of.
Fight for that corner right there, because anything can happen, and the corner's so. And the thing is, both the passageways along that corridor are just so narrow.
I am personally not a big fan of this 3 tank from the Dallas, as there is nothing to follow up, nothing to really have damage, but they do seem to use the grab. They clear up the point, and while they don't have any particular direct damage, they do have strong ultimates.
Able to take reclaim the payload and push all the way through. It looks like Dallas is really fortifying on that front wall, but I hope they're not over monopolizing on it because
with 30 seconds left, this is when you go aggressive. This is when you stop them from getting onto the point where you use ults aggressively. However, they have only self-destruct to use, and there is Grav Dragon coming in from the Huston, which they will use. Shatter comes in, Grav comes in, Diva Bomb gets 3, Dragon gets... Grav Dragon gets 2, and there's McCree on the high ground, but there's only McCree alive, and he goes down. There's nobody left alive. Nobody can stall. Nobody's there. And this will be it for the Dallas. Great push.
With 2 points. Now,
2.5 points, halfway through point 3. It's a good push, but it probably is not enough.
We're going to have to really hold on the enemy team with the side switch.
Yep.
And it looks like we may need to take a break for a moment.
No, you continue.
Well, I will do the main commentating for a moment. So with both teams preparing, let's see. Okay, here we go. Testing. Okay. So, 10 more seconds to assemble your heroes. We have 3 tanks for Dallas and 2 tanks for Huston, but they do have May on their side, so that ice wall could come really in handy, especially when it comes to that bridge at the first checkpoint. So the defending team is assembling. Moving about to their defenses, setting up. Dallas still has 30 seconds to decide on the composition, decide on what kind of strategies and tactics they want to use. It looks like Zarya and Genji want to take the high ground, and Asmiel is back.
Yes, and as we go and we look, as we find, we see that a lot. We see a Reinhardt on the defense a lot more defensive than the Dallas were, who were a tad more aggressive with their defensive hold.
Oh, and Mountain Bull is going with a taunt.
However, with this May Junkrat, this is a lot of damage and a lot of control. This will not be easy to push through without a diva. However, the Dallas, lucky for them, have a diva as they are going straight up goats and will try to rush straight to point as much as they can.
Let's just hope that they could stay just grouped up enough for...
But in comes the wall, knocks Oh Boy alone. He has nowhere to go. He tries to charge out. He tries to survive, but he does not manage to. The great wall from Pandy Boy holds the push before it starts.
Which is great.
Waiting.
Shielder heals back up. She could separate the team if they advance too much.
Yeah, and he managed to isolate the Brig, but he has to ice block immediately because Brig is too much of a danger. And the wall is down, and this is an opening for...
Dallas is starting to invade.
This is an opening for Dallas to go in, and they're trying to go in. They need to group up. The Ryan is a little forward alone, but it seems starting to catch up to him. As Mercy goes down, and there is nothing to be done. May is trying to do anything she can, tries to freeze the Ryan, but there's nothing she can do. Charge comes in, a wonderful bubble stops the kill, but the Fire Strike still kills it, and Dallas is still cleaning up. There's nothing. Seems that Huston can do anything to stop it, and Mercy has to run away. There's nothing they can do. Amazing play.
They have to really hold off on that second point if they want to win.
Yes, amazing push from the Dallas for 5 minutes on the clock on the second point. Seem almost unstoppable on their second attack. As now they will take inside of the castle. They will try to flank and they will try to find an opening, trying to catch them in rotation, trying to stop them from getting to the high ground, trying to take the high ground away. But it seems that they will move back. But we have a Zarya trying to find an opening, trying to build an ult. Tyre comes in, Sunbearer comes in, and the Tyre is just wasted, used, acknowledges that he will not get any kills. In comes the May Freeze, gets nobody really as they blocked LOS. No, gets the Zarya. But in the meantime, while that's going on, Dallas is still finding kills. Shatter gets 3 down, and they find nothing. And the sleep stops the charge. As Dallas is still finding kills through the ults. Ryan
got
gets...
overwhelmed. He got killed by a great combo.
And somehow Dallas finds kills through the ultimates of Huston. Somehow they find kill after kill with no response really from Huston. Even though they're ulting and combining ults as much as they could.
Really trying to affirm their dominance over Huston.
Yes, with 6 people on point, their skill response is really strong. There's only Zarya in play trying to get that grab. They're looking for that grab. The nano boost, the self-destruct comes in. There is no bubble. Zarya goes down. Brig takes down Junkrat. And there's nobody on point. Dallas trying to move point again. Shatter comes in, gets only 2. But that's all he needs. He just needs to clear them off. Farah goes down and the second point is taken. And with 5 minutes remaining, they don't need to go that far. This is not looking good for Huston. This looks like the end of their rope. They look like they will not be able to survive this. They have a grab that they have not used. They have a nano boost, but nothing else to follow. There is a counter grab from the offense on Dallas, and Farah is trying to pummel, trying to get any damage done, trying to build that Farah ult as much as they could. Grab comes in. Counter grab follows that there is nothing to lose. Barrage coming in, trying to clear anything, but gets eaten by the defense matrix.
And it comes down to the Battle of Crusaders
and a charge on one run, the other run trying to find any opening. Valkyrie keeps the Huston alive as they're trying to stall the point, trying to clear anybody off. Farah is trying to do any damage done. There is still a Junkrat tire and a shadow to be used. Vert goes down, but we have nobody behind as the Huston finally managed to stabilize the point. They managed to push back Dallas. They finally managed to get some breathing room. Yeah. They have now they have 3 ultimates with a third coming online. Well, the Dallas have an AFK player and Ryan coming up on 90% of ult charge. Are they not going to pause this?
So,
apparently they are going to play this out.
Possibility that if used correctly, Huston could combo.
It does seem like the coach is AFK, as he has not noticed that the pause was called for due to Dallas missing a player. And finally the pause comes through after about 30 seconds of time wasted for Dallas. That is painful to see. There is no way for them to be given back those times.
Decent point, though I do not want to sound biased. But in the spirit of fair game.
What do we think? Does Ethan want Huston to win?
I don't know. Without being an absolute mind reader, we can't say for certain whether it's a personal bias or just lack of attentiveness. But
I believe it's more that he needed to go to the restroom.
Yeah, but if you're gonna need to use the restroom, you gotta pause that button first.
Yep. 30 seconds lost for Dallas for absolutely no reason. That must feel painful for them.
Because we commentators, we can't do anything other than say what's happening right now.
Yes. However, it does seem really bleak for Dallas as they have only 1 ultimate right now and a second one coming on, and 2 more coming on, 3 more coming online in this fight. But each of these will not be good enough with a barrage, shatter, tire, and a nano boost coming on for Huston. It does not look great.
Despite that bleakness, they do have the advantage of having 3 minutes and 28 seconds to move just 5 meters.
What they need to do, they need to push out those ultimates. They need to force them out. They need to force out those ultimates and as many of them at once, and then be able to do that one strong push.
And as we've seen in Hanamura, it only takes 30 seconds to change the course of the entire game.
Yes, and with the location of the payload, all it will take is one fight here or the next fight, and it could be all over. As we said, that Dallas has a great ability to focus fire, and so stalling one at a time is not enough. As Max is decided to join and cheer for Dallas, try to get them their player back, try to get them anything, any hope in this match, because Huston right now is looking really strong and really powerful. It does seem that Dallas get their player back. However, he will come from spawn and will not have his ult anymore. They are both ready and the match is about to start. let's begin and continue. Let's see how this works out. They need to pull out ultimates. What will they use here? They're looking for the grab. The grab is trying to be built up. They're trying to find any opening. The tire comes through. No fire start to kill it. It goes for the run. Gets nothing. It's the first ultimate pulled out. They need to pull out more ultimates from the Dallas. They move forward. The Ryan is all the way in the back but gets shattered. Barrage comes in with grab. They clear them out. But Huston gets grabbed, but there is no follow-up. Nothing to do, really, as ult after ult, but only for grab. But Dallas uses all their ults that they had, and so does Huston, but nothing comes of it for Dallas. They just lose, and they lose members, and they lose time.
Yep. At some point, if you play your defenses right, the offense, like no matter how good they are, they can be forced to just trickle in, and if you just overwhelm them just right. But with 3 tanks on the offensive side, it's not an easy strategy to pull off.
Yes, with Dargan now switching to Soldier, trying to get that visor to get that Farah out of the sky, clear her out. Farah, as we see, is already trying to be on the ground, avoiding the damage. This already makes an opening, allows Dallas to push in, to force in the fight. Nanobus comes in the Zarya, trying to build that grab even faster. They get the grab, but only Zarya is stalling the point. Grab comes in, and there is nothing much else. Soldier dies, and there is not much to be done. There is now 4v3. Charge comes in on the run, gets the run. It's a 3v3 left. Huston loses the Diva Mech. Dallas loses the Diva Mech, and they're trying to find any opening. They are all here. There's only 4 members here for Huston, but they do not have any damage left.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's nothing. There's only 4 members left, and there's nothing.
Another bad miss. Sorry, that's a catchphrase, but but the way things are going, Dallas really has things cut out for them.
Yes, as they're looking for any opening, Huston, all they need is to win 2 fights, or 1 fight, depending on how long this waits. It looks like Dallas is waiting for something. They have 4 ultimates right now. What are they waiting for? In comes the grab. In comes the tire. Self-destruct to counter it. Tire comes in, gets nothing. Self-destructs. Dallas managed to get 4 kills. This is the opening they needed. There's only Anna on the point, stalling it as much as she could. Junk goes down. Anna goes down. There's nobody alive to stop this. Sunbear comes in, and Dallas wins the match.
And the game altogether.
Great match. In the end, I feel like the ults were a little too late from Huston. They should have tired much earlier to try and stop that push from happening, try and stall them out even further.
The double edge about trying to get your entire team to ult is all about the timing. Sometimes you have to use your ult for earlier on for whatever reason. And sometimes if you don't use your ult, it's no different than having 0 for your ult gauge.
Yep. But sometimes everybody ulting works, but sometimes it doesn't, as we've seen in this map alone, how sometimes they ulted all together and nothing came of it, and other times they ulted all together, and the last time they ulted all together and they got everything for it. I do feel that if the Huston ulted earlier, if they initiated the fight rather than trying to react to it, they might have stopped all of this.
Personally, I would have liked to see Huston take Eichenwald just so that we could have a map 5 and hash things out on a control map.
Yep. So Dallas wins 3-1 this preseason match, and so we end our second match in the OWCC League. I am Samuel Asman. With me is K-Rider Noob, and we wish you good luck and good games.